Salutations, Stefos. This is your fearless leader, the Queen of Shade, coming at you with another presentation, a special presentation. I am truly enjoying being able to make content that involves you guys. I am so thankful, touched, moved, and inspired that so many of you have opened up your hearts and agreed to let me interview you, kind of, you know, and get to know you, the people that I have seen online and followed and that follow me. And these interviews are really just conversations. They're not really like Barbara Walters specials because I'm not really interested in the grit and the pain and stuff like that. If we talk about it, we talk about it. But I really just want to show off some amazing people. That is my objective and that is my agenda. So having said that, I have someone very special that you need to meet. I first came across this person on Instagram and I was hooked. And we're going to talk about that some more. So without further ado, I would like to introduce you to the Queer Cowboy.
Howdy.
Hi, how
Hi,
are you
how's it
today?
going? I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. You're my last interview of the day. And I'm just like,
Yes.
I
Booked and
got to
busy,
knock it out of the park. But yeah.
right? I'm loving this hairpiece. I feel like I'm somewhere tropical, Hawaii, Mexico.
Yeah. Thank you. You know what's so funny? It's funny that you said that because I'm a little hoarse. Sorry, yelling last night. But my I just, as I was getting ready, as I was like, I think when I first started wearing wigs, I just needed it. I started making them. I went to a store and I got
Nice.
like the silk flowers and just cut the stems off of them, and I have so many of them, and I love the flower in my hair. It gives me,
Creativity.
yeah, it gives me like an exotic feel. I feel like
Yeah.
I'm, somewhere really beautiful and
Or
airy.
like you speak no English.
Ah, exactly, exactly. So tell us why the name Queer Cowboy, and then tell us where you're hailing from.
All right. So I was the queer cowboy.
Okay.
But I changed it to Queer Cowboy.
Yeah.
Queer, obviously, explained how it's how you say it, and then Cowboy with two Y's. So
Yes.
I actually, it's funny story. I was in London all of 2020 during COVID.
Okay.
I will not say his name, but I know if he's watching. Hi. Um, I was in London with my best friend Grace all of 2020, and like guys do, this guy in the UK slid my DMs. We were hanging out. I really like this guy. I haven't liked the guy in a really long time since my ex. We were hanging out, hung out for 6 months, and in the gay community, 6 months exclusively, so he says, is like 5 years.
Yep.
And I was really into this guy, Ginger. That's all I'm gonna give on him.
Mm.
And it didn't work out. So I ended up going back to Dallas. We'll get into where I'm from, where I live after this. And I was really sad, like I feel like people are afraid to show emotion and feelings, and it's just very like one-offs. And it's like, no, like I'm the type of person, it doesn't matter what aesthetic I'm giving, like, or what demeanor you think I am. If I like you dead ass, right?
Mm.
So I was like really depressed. Like I was really sad, really, really, really sad. And one day I was just in my bed and something just like clicked, and I wanted to be something that society sees us one way. When you think cowboy, you think white, you think male, you think American, you think straight, you think the South. So I wanted to take every single thing, me being like a Black queer tatted artist, and just alter it in that dichotomy and give something where people are so familiar with, but coming at it from a left field. So that was why I picked the cowboy, because everyone loves a cowboy. Everyone knows where a cowboy originates from, but I'm giving you like thongs, bodysuits, vests, pearls, rings, ka. And yeah, that's the brand. I'm glad that I was able to, because I've had a niche before. I'm always gonna be a fashion girl. But my niche now is everything I do is with the cowboy hat. And it's the consistency that puts you on top.
Yes, you just sold that to us. So you let us know, yes, you're a member of the LGBTQIAP plus community, as am I. And I have to say that even as you were talking, I couldn't stop smiling because your
You're
energy
too good to me.
so good. Like your energy is so good.
Thank
So
you.
like, okay, so tell me because after this, they're gonna look you up. So how I saw and how I got started. Of course, I'm boy crazy. So I turn around and I go to his page, it comes across my Explorer page, and I'm like, who is this gorgeous man in these thongs and these high boots and just like his body is so perfect for taking pictures. So from then I became kind of like a voyeur. I just watched him and
I
watched him and
appreciate
watched
that.
him. And then when I thought like, okay, I'm changing up my brand a little bit. I'm going to start to do like, collaborative efforts. I was like, I got to talk to this boy. I got to talk to this boy. So like, here we are.
Here
And
we are.
I love it. So explain to me about your tattoos because you have tattoos everywhere. And most people in fashion are like, no, no tattoos. But your tattoos work every single place that they are. It's like we don't want you if you don't have the tattoos. It's
Yeah,
like that. It's
I've
synonymous.
actually. Oh, go ahead, babe.
No, I said it's like synonymous with you. We don't want it if you
Yeah,
not.
it's again, it's just part of. I hate saying brand because my long-term goal is to just be a voice for young Black LGBTQ plus. Like we need more. We need more. I don't like. Yes, we have. Oh my gosh, all right, his name just left my mind from Pose.
Billy Porter.
We have Billy Porter. We have Little Nas X. But it's like, when you have to sit and think like, who do we have? No, that's not the answer. When someone says who are Black queer influencers, this, like we want that, and um, talking a little bit off topic though, I always say that the person who does it needs to be unapologetic. Like they have to be able to tell their story and tell it and not bullshit, excuse my French, and
No,
just
go
be real,
ahead. You're fine.
just be real. So the tattoos, okay. So actually, this was during Black Lives Matters. This was when Black is King came out with Beyonce. And this conversation with you I'm going to be very vulnerable. And I feel like it just goes against being not unapologetic. You go on social media, you just see Black people getting killed,
I know.
and especially being like a Black gay man, like not only am I Black, I'm also gay. So I already have two targets on my back, and then I'm queer and I'm very unapologetic from high-waisted pants to I just have so many targets on my back. And, there was one that I saw where this is the first time that I've gotten emotional seeing something on Instagram because like, even, I'm currently in Los Angeles, but even if someone's in like Mississippi or Minnesota, like they are still part of the culture, and, seeing that, like, it really hit me. And, like, I don't want to speak for everyone, but I know for myself, have been very confident at a young age, but there are moments where, I've had, not now, but in the past, I've questioned, like, am I attractive? Am I beautiful? Like, are people only with me for the fetish or for whatever, and when like people are killing us and not into Black guys, that stuff starts to fuck with you. Like, I don't care what anyone says. I don't care how bad of a bitch you think you are. Like, it fucks with you, period. I'm sure, like, Naomi Campbell is stunning. I'm sure she's had moments where she's like, am I not beautiful enough for the fashion industry? And being able to be vulnerable and actually admit that I think it says something about someone.
Mm-hmm.
So when Black is King came out, I saw that and I was like, this is what we needed. Took her long enough, but this is what we needed. So right here says King because Black is King, obviously.
Yes.
I have a cross because it's a constant reminder to do good. I'm very spiritual. I believe in good karma. Just being a good person. We live in such a shitty world, especially living in LA. Like, I deal with what I deal with. So the cross is just a constant reminder to just be a good person. He always watching. I have the 4-leaf clover right here. That's luck, obviously. Sorry, I'm a little shiny. I did some moisturizer because I'm
Okay.
gonna be on video.
You look good. You look great.
The 92 is when I was born, 1992. The heart on cheek, people say heart on sleeve. I wear mine on my cheek. And again, it's that dichotomy of having all the tattoos, but like I'm actually like a sweetheart.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
You
Sometimes.
are. You are.
Sometimes.
You are.
And then I have a smiley face with two X's because I'm a Gemini.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a little self-explanatory. Like the X's are kind of like evil, poison, take it for what you will. The art, because I am an artiste, so I have art there. And then this one, 1992 again. I have some chains like on my head because I wanted
Yeah.
to look like Frankenstein. You know how they cut it open. Marilyn Monroe right here. And then this one actually, okay, so in the Latin community, you know, like the port. Let me rephrase that because I do not want the girls to come for me. Puerto Ricans, you know, when they scrape the eyebrows. So I tattooed to, you know, because I was feeling Puerto Rican, you know. So I have a lot. Like we literally will spend like 5 hours.
Oh, I love them.
I'm trying to. I want to go for like okay, like you know, you think of like Cuba and like or like mafia, and the guy's like fine. He got like face tattoos, head tattoos, and he's in like a three-piece fitted suit.
Yes.
That's my vibe. So if anyone's watching, if you have face and hand tattoos, slide in my DMs. I'm just kidding. No, but that's that. I love just that dichotomy. I love, you know, because I've done my chart and I'm 50% masculine and feminine, and it makes so much sense.
Yes.
But I think, you know, femininity and masculinity, it is actually more. It's an energy. You know, people think like, oh, well, she's a girl, so she has to be feminine, or he's a guy. It's an energy. I know females who have dominant masculine energy. I know guys who have more feminine energy. And I think people are just so focused on the norms and the boxes. So I'm coming into the game like, yes, I'm going to be super muscular and tatted, and I'm going to give you like a blouse see-through with some high-waisted pants and a heel. And I really want people to look, and this sounds very narcissistic, but I want to be everyone's type. Mm-hmm. And when I say that, I mean that as appealing to straight guys, straight girls, lesbians, gay men, and everyone else, because then it's a whole brand. And also too, it's, you know, if guys who are more on the masculine straight side, they see me and something like, oh, I didn't know I can wear that as a guy. You can't. Yes, it goes with confidence too, but if it's not there, people don't think it exists.
Mm-hmm. So, I love that. I love how, you know, I love what I hear. I hear an authentic sense of self and self-awareness. You know exactly who you are. And my question to you is, when did you know? How did you know? And how did you find your power?
She's trying to go back into that. You know what? Like I said, when it's time to tell my story, that's for another time. However, so my parents split at a very early age. I grew up with stepdads. I growing up was always, I don't want to say different because I don't want people to feel like they're different because they don't fit the norm. Mm-hmm. I knew I was very into artistic stuff from a very, 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 very young age. I mean, I can't even really remember, but I just know like I loved visuals, like the Powderpuff Girls. My favorite was him. The character, him, the claws, just visually, like, because it was that masculine and femininity, and it just really drawn to me. And like, it was. I moved around a lot. My parents weren't together. I was very rebellious. I knew that I wanted to. When I was younger, I was very confident, but I wasn't going anywhere with it. Okay. You know, it was just like, oh, like, and you know, with is it with age comes time, with time comes age, with age comes, you know, like as you get older, you become more self-aware, as you said. And just I've always kind of weird and eccentric. I remember in high school, I was like a Hot Topic kid, Spencer Zoomies. Like I loved like that era of Kanye and Pharrell when they were doing like the bright colors, and it was very like art poppy. Like that was the vibe. And as I got older and you know, I moved around a lot, and I actually moved out at 15, so I had to grow up a lot faster. Mm-hmm. So I didn't have time to be insecure. I didn't have time to be a kid, you know, and I am very thankful because I'm 29 now, and I'm glad that, you know, I don't know if they're Gen Z, Gen X, but the younger generation can still relate, you know, like I'm not saying if there was an 80-year-old icon, I can't relate because we all have something that we can, we all have things in common, every single one of us, you know? And so, it started very young. I've always kind of been confident as I got older, and, you know, I started working out more, and I was in the military too. I was in the army, and that, I think me being in the army, because I went in the army unapologetic, don't ask, don't tell, was repelled. I was able to be openly gay. Those guys were my brothers. You know, I went to Afghanistan for 9 months. I was stationed missions to Italy, and I've not once felt like, oh, I'm going to get beat up because I'm gay, or oh, this or that. Like, at the end of the day, like when it comes to that, like we're all soldiers, we all went downrange, like it doesn't matter. And I think having that brotherhood and having like not every straight guy from the South is an asshole. um,
Yeah.
so that's kind of where it came from. Just I had support at a very young age,
Mhm.
and that's why, you know, that I mean, I want to be a voice for young Black artists, you know, like because we need that, like I said. And seeing someone like, you know, like I've slept in my car before, I've been homeless, I've turned tricks, like, and I don't give a fuck. Like if someone's like, oh girl, like you got a video you having, I probably sent it, you know. So like to just have someone who just is really fucking unapologetic, we need that. That's why I love Rihanna. Rihanna will literally be like, yep, I have a picture of me taking 2 dicks, so what? Sorry, that was a bit much, but you get what I'm saying. No, and I probably shouldn't have said her, so sorry if you're listening, Marie. No, but you know what I mean though. Like we need more real people. We need more like, oh, you know, I'm in Hollywood and I have to be this. Like, bitch, no, like this is what it is, because that's not real. That's not reality. You know, like not everyone is living up in Beverly Hills in these lofts. Like people struggle, people this, people that. Like you have to do what you have to do. And we just need someone who just has been there and done it. And I feel like God is giving me the gift that I have and that I have to offer. And I never want to be on my deathbed and said, coulda, shoulda, woulda.
Yeah.
So this is what I want to do. I want like those young Black kids all over. I mean, all LGBTQ plus. I don't want to say just Black and single eyes, but cut the bullshit. We already know what it's like for Black people in America. So, you know, because everyone, there's always someone's going to come from you like, well, why didn't you say this race or this race? Like, because those aren't the races that had to suffer like that,
Right.
or had to be suppressed. Or
Right.
so let's not like find a reason to come for me, and let's just be real. Like, we need more Black influential queer people. Period.
And you know what I love about you is that now I get to hear the personality behind all of the riveting images. You see, because
I like how you said that, riveting.
yeah, they're riveting because
Thank you.
everything you just audibly verbalized, I got from your
Yeah.
photography, a photo without
Thank
you
you.
saying anything. You
I've been
just
practicing. I'm just
yeah, no,
kidding.
you just reinforced everything that your pictures say. And I just want to let you know, side note, if you ever need to like turn a trick again, call me because I'll pay.
Girl, everybody got
No, because
OnlyFans.
no, because you
Everybody
are
has
so
escort.
gorgeous. No, you are
Exactly.
so no, you are so
Thank you.
gorgeous.
I
No, you're
appreciate that.
so gorgeous, so
Yeah.
gorgeous. So like, wow, the army and
Yeah.
geez, like you, like I love that. You know, you just never know what people have done and where they have been in their life. So allow me to stop goofing off and actually say thank you for your service,
You're
because
welcome.
my God, I mean, it couldn't have been easy to serve in the protection detail of a country that really didn't
Yeah.
care
Give a
for
fuck about you.
us.
Yeah.
But it was also, and what people don't say enough or loud enough is that the army, though it is grueling, the military period, though it is grueling, though it is crazy, for a lot of Black people, it's a way out. It's a way
Yeah.
out. It's a way out of situations. It's a way out of the hood. It's a way out of a lot of things. So I have to
That
read
was
that.
one. That was one. That was the reason why I joined.
Mhm,
I did high school. I did college for a little bit. I got a
mhm,
soccer scholarship because I was a soccer
mhm,
player.
mhm.
But me having to move around a lot, I needed to come up with a plan.
Yeah.
And it's really sad that, you know what, it wasn't a situation that I was in. It was a situation I got put in. Does that make
Yes.
sense? And
Yes.
people got to realize that when you do something, yes, it affects you, but it also affects the people around you.
Yep.
I don't throw anyone on the bus because I'm not that girl. I keep the peace, but there was someone who did something that caused for me to have to go to the army.
Right.
If yeah,
I
that those
understand.
who are more educated probably. I don't. Ooh, I don't want to say that. I do have to watch what I say. Those who follow me and understand me and my artistry and like, because just like you said, and I really, really, really fucking appreciate that you said this. That from my pictures you could tell what I'm saying,
Mhm.
because an artist who an artist knows. But you know, like not everyone is like visually immensely artistic. So sometimes when they see a photo, they just see a beauty behind it.
Mm.
You know, I try to be very clever with my captions too, but a lot of my probably like 95% of my photos are me telling you something, and it's just a
Yeah.
matter of yeah.
So tell me, how many days of a week do you work out? Because you are
So
very fit. You're very fit. They have this.
yeah, bro. No, I'm just
I'm going.
kidding.
I'm going to put a picture up as a thumbnail. They're going to see and be like, "Oh God, yeah, you're very fit. Yeah, you're
I'm
very
just kidding.
fit."
Probably 5 days a week. I want to give my body a rest. But I have, and like this is a real thing, I have really bad body dysmorphia, and people are
Okay.
like, oh, but your photos, da da da. It's just because like you look in certain mirrors and you're like, ooh, bulky, and then you look at some, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm skinny. And then if I don't work out, I think I'm skinny. And nothing's wrong with being skinny, and it's for myself.
Yeah.
So those watching, don't take it as like you have to look this way or be this way to be attractive. This is myself. You know, everyone should have self-love, and they should reach that highest potential that they want to, visually, mentally, financially. And I think we all deserve that for ourselves. You know, like I have been hard on myself in the past because I have such expectations because I know what I want to accomplish.
Mm.
And it's with the body too. And again, I like that dichotomy of like looking really fucking manly and looking like a backless dress. Like that's my vibe. Like I like that. And you know, anyone who's a fashion girl knows in the 70s, the men in the 70s, like I don't know if you can see the outfit, but you know, she's giving a little.
Yes, 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 yes.
But yeah, I just yeah, like 5 days a week. Like I have this whole I have this whole manifestation idea of like how I want to look, what I want to do, what I want to accomplish. And I don't think anything's wrong with loving the way you look and loving yourself. I think people are so quick to be like, oh, you're conceited, or you're this, or you're that, or you're that. If no one else is going to tell me I'm beautiful, I'll tell myself.
Exactly.
And more people need to, you know, we just live, especially in the gay community. It's like, you can say it, but I'm a real bitch. If you're not muscular and white, it's like the girls are like,
right.
You know, and, you know, like come for me if you want, I'm speaking facts. So.
Yeah. You know, what I notice is I've been interviewing a lot of guys, and you're all beautiful, you're all intelligent, you all inspire, but the commonality keeps being the body dysmorphia.
Yeah.
And, you know, you guys have made me think. I've never been diagnosed that. I do have mental illness, bipolar 1, PTSD, and acute anxiety that I deal with from my childhood and hereditary passage. But dysmorphia, where, you know, you look in the mirror and you don't see what you want to see. Yeah. And my thing was like, I'm a transvestite. I'm not transsexual. I'm not transgender. This is just something I've always enjoyed to do because I have the face for it and the body for it. So fuck off, you know, that kind of thing.
This is a model, honey.
Right? You know, so, but like, I think that especially gay men encounter dysmorphia a lot more because we're dealing with men, and men are insanely visual, whereas women are not. Women are more feeling, more about touch, you know, more about warmth. Men, you literally have 2 seconds. They see you and they decide that quickly. Yep. And none of us wants to be the girl that doesn't get picked. Right. So I feel like it is extra pressure on all of us. And then you hit something on the head as well. Because I'm interviewing another one of my babies this week, and he always writes about the fact that he's dark skinned, and the girls are like, if you're not white, we don't want you.
It's a thing.
It's crazy, but it's crazy because even with my platform, I have shown other races, but my staple are Black and Latin men, because I know for a fact, I have done research. I even when I worked as a phone sex agent, I spoke to a lot of wealthy Caucasian men, and the fantasy was always the
Black
same.
or Latin.
Black.
It's that BBC. It's that, oh, you're good enough to sleep with, but
not good enough to take home.
Or, oh, like when I'm out with my friends, I'll just kind of do this after, like, it's you know, like, I don't, cause, and you know, what's really sad is it being like that. It's also competition with other Black men.
Thank you.
I don't give a fuck what anyone says, because I have talked to other Black guys, and some of them will give like, oh no, I've never experienced that. But okay, you are trying to fight to be the token black man.
Yeah, you're the
So
pick me
when
girl. The
another,
pick me girl.
yeah, so when another one comes along, you're
Mhm.
threatened. Oh, did he sleep with this? And it's so sad, and it's put in. I'm not like that. It's pretty obvious I'm not like that. I
Yeah.
always tell people there's a piece of pie for everyone.
Yes.
I know that me moving to LA, I'm bringing something completely different
Mhm.
from what like these like. I don't compare myself. I never do. If you compare yourself, you will never succeed because you're worried about XYZ and they're not worried about you.
Yeah.
But I've run into so many issues where a guy stopped talking to me because his boyfriend's black and he doesn't like me, or if I slept with a guy and he's with the new guy, it's always something. And you know, my thing is like, if me and you were friends before, why would you stop? If it was inappropriate and we were still like flirting and stuff like that,
Right.
sure. But if we just instantly cut that, you know, and it's hard. It's like, you know, I want to be with other like beautiful black men and like like both. Like I do have a close friend, he's black, but another one of my close gay friends is Latin.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it. Like I have a lot of acquaintances and like, but as far as like close, I don't have that. And it sucks because I know, I don't give a fuck what anyone says. When you're unapologetic, when you're black, when you're attractive, and you know that, but you're not a bitch, then they don't like you because it's like you can't really come for you. So
Yeah.
they find any little reason. Oh, you slept with that guy 2 years ago. I'm not gonna like you because of that.
Yeah.
And that's their insecurity. And Naomi Campbell said it perfectly when she was on Graham Norton. She said, if I walk into a room and you're intimidated, that's on you, not me. That's
Right.
how you see yourself. I'm not going to stop shining and glowing and doing what I want to do and reach my goals and dreams because you don't like me for XYZ reasons, or you don't like that you can't get what I get. The
Yeah.
problem is you're comparing yourself to me. And
Yeah.
there's a piece of pie for fucking everyone. And if more
Yeah.
people thought about that, like I don't wake up thinking like, oh my God, what is this person thinking? I wake up thinking like, okay, what can I do today to get closer to my dreams? What outfit am I gonna wear? What picture do I want to give? Like it's just that self-love, and we need more
Yeah.
of that. And I think if black men in the gay community were shown more and not just shown in porn where they're fucking the white guy, or shown like the BBC and shown the self-love, because y'all all want to look like us, y'all all want to talk like us, act like us, sleep with us, but y'all don't want to take us home to the table.
Right.
Girl.
Right.
And that's not even the gay community, because you
Yeah.
got females that's trying to look like black girls, you know,
Yeah.
and these are facts, you know, it's facts.
Yeah.
And I don't want to, because, you know, the thing is like when you are educated about it, it's,
Yeah.
oh, you're angry, baby. I'm not angry about nothing. My life is amazing. I'm doing very well for myself.
Yeah.
You know, I have my own place in LA. I've worked so hard. I've come from the backwoods to where I am now, you know, and I want to keep giving that energy off. So
Yes.
especially as I get older, there's nothing upset or angry. It's just facts. And you need more people you have to be educated when you give facts, because if you just give the facts and you aren't educated, you look angry.
Yeah.
And they're quick to say we're angry. And it's like, well, imagine your whole life not only being suppressed, being told that if you're not blonde hair, blue eyed, you're not attractive, or I only want to sleep with you because you have a big dick,
Yep.
or you have tattoos, or you fit this prison trade vibe. So
Yep.
when you're coming at me like that and I already know what you give, instant wall up. Oh, well, you're a bitch. Am I a bitch, or is it because you wanted me to fuck you and I didn't?
Right.
Ooh, girl. you know, I had that in me. I was waiting for someone to ask me that question.
You did. And I'm so glad it was me too, because my next question is, what type of, like, with your artistry, are there different facets of your art? Do you do music? Do you do like photography and fashion?
Honey, every single photo that I have on my Instagram, I take myself unless I'm booked on something. Every single photo, I'm my own creative director. Every outfit, the lighting, the aesthetic, I do myself. I don't rely on anyone. I don't want to rely on photographers, because the only person I feel like the only true person who knows your vision is yourself.
Yep.
And you just let other people do it. So
yes, but it also, you've already got my point and my vote, because it also keeps ownership. You own every photo. You like, I had a situation recently where I was warning a young man, you know, be careful who you shoot with, be careful who you shoot with. You sign a release, a disclosure, you're done. You make amazing pictures, but then they sell them to a magazine and make the money, and you're the black face that they put in there, and you don't get a thing.
Yep. Or they take a picture of you and then they edit you as if you had white skin, and then you're like, I don't like the photo. Why are you editing me like I'm white? And they come for you. Not gonna say no names there, but he also one day. Not shady facts. Like, I'm going to say this for all photographers: know your models.
Yeah.
know your models. If you shoot a black model,
Yeah.
do not put lighting on them as if they're white.
Yeah.
Like, that's not me being bitchy, cunty. That's just,
Yes.
you clearly pick that person because you like how they look.
Yeah.
So then show how they look.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? I freaking love it. Now to know that you curate everything that you do.
Yeah, unless I'm on a photo shoot, every single post on my Instagram, I take myself. Every
But
single
you
one.
put in a lot of work. You put in a
Yeah,
lot of work.
people, and that's why I am so hard on myself because I know that I know that my book is already written. It's just a
Mhm.
matter of what chapters I'm at.
Yeah.
But I just want to bring something so new and fresh to the industry. I have the cowboy hat thing, and everyone's like Little Nas X, and like we're in the same caliber. I do know people have saw my Instagram who are on his team and took a look, but I'm happy. I'm happy someone's doing that because I don't want to seem unhappy because we're still getting that reputation. And then
Yes.
people are like, oh, you sound bitter. It's like, don't be bitter, be better.
Yeah.
And that's something that I work on myself. Other people work on, because it's not a jealousy thing, but I'm going to be very honest because I'm an honest person.
Yes.
When you have someone who's a huge celebrity who's doing something and you're doing it too,
Yeah.
and you're not getting any notoriety,
Yes.
it does fucking suck. And I'm going to be very honest. And I'm not saying him because Lil Nas is a rapper.
Yeah.
I do visuals, fashion, and aesthetic,
Yeah.
so we're in different lanes, but it does, because that is something that, like, it's and again, it's like, why can't we just both be two black guys who wear cowboy hats?
Yeah.
Why does it have to like cowboy hats and thong, that's my thing, or cowboy hat, thong, and corset. So I did make sure that certain things that I do, I make it the brand. Like there's
Yeah.
certain poses that I do that it's very queer cowboy, and I did that because I need to get my credit.
Yeah.
I know Black people have been the blueprint for a very long time,
Please
and
say.
it's like, if you are going to copy me, because I'm not gonna come for anyone, but I have seen non-Black people on Instagram who have came for the look. The cowboy hat.
Your sound went out. Your sound went out. There we go. There we go.
Okay.
You're
Yeah.
back.
Where'd you lose me?
Now I lost you at, I have seen others on, you said with the cowboy hat. I have seen
Yeah,
others.
and my thing is like every can you hear me?
Yes, but now you're frozen.
Oh, you're frozen too. Hold on.
Hold on.
Hold on. I don't know why I have like a full my bar for wait.
Take your time.
Is it good?
Nope. Okay, there we go. There we go.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, cool. You know, they say we all pull from each other.
Yes.
We all pull idea, aesthetic, visuals. Like, I'm not the first person to wear a cowboy hat. Lil Nas X is not the first person to wear a cowboy hat. And I love him. I think his music is amazing. I think he's fucking beautiful. Like, so I don't have anything negative to say at all, because I'm just not a negative person. But why is there always a comparison in the Black community? It's like, oh, well, you do that, oh, such and such does that. Like, no, just let two Black queer artists just be two Black queer artists. Y'all are always trying to pin us against each other when the world is against us already.
But you know what it is? That's because the industry is all about competition.
100%.
That's why I decided to do my own thing. I took my music, I took my face and my fashion, I took everything and walked away. I said, no, it's fine. And, I had some pretty lucrative deals on the table, and they told me I was crazy, and they told me I was stupid. And I was only 22 at the time. It might have been stupid, but I'm 39 today. And all of those same artists that I was coming up with are having money problems because they don't own themselves.
Yeah.
I own me.
And that's why it takes a longer, it's a longevity, when you do it yourself. And,
it's a longer journey.
It's a longer journey. But at the end of the day, like you said, you own it. Like, you're not worried. I mean, you see those, like, there's movies or like where the record label comes, they take the house, they take the car, and you got like $200 in your bank because so that's another reason why I want to push my own artistry. And the comparison to me and Lil Nas X, that's not an insult at all. Like, I don't get upset. I don't like when people say, oh, you're doing it just like them. It's like, why can't we both just be two queer artists?
Exactly.
Because again, he is a rapper. I cannot rap. I can mimic raps, but like I want to come in as like fashion aesthetic. You know, I don't do music.
You know, it's so crazy. I'm gonna say this. There's a certain Hollywood insider that met me in 2008, wrote me a single line and said, "I love everything about you." And ever since that, now mind you, that was before I knew who I was, before I knew how
Yeah.
beautiful I was, before I matured, before I had anything that I have today. And she said, "I love everything about you." She's transgender. "I love everything about you." And then she unleashed a 14-year hate crime on me, hate campaign, leaked my albums, tried to penalize and punish people who helped me get exposure, messed with computers, hired hackers, and, for what? Like I look at it and it was, and yes, I have mental illness, and it was sad that I felt that this person was trying to drive me insane on purpose, knowing that I had, mental illness. But the thing was, I wasn't born to break. And the sad thing was that this person was another African American. So
Yeah.
you're already playing in their game, and they don't want you because I've watched you for the last 14 years get nowhere. I've watched you be what they wanted you to be, which was nothing but a,
Yeah.
but a host and a storyteller of other people's stories and stars, other people, not your own story. So, I'm not even bitter about it because I have an amazing lawyer and I'm this close to going public about it. We just have to get a little bit more proof. And then that person's not going to be able to ever show their face in polite society again.
It's so
But
sad that it's like that.
yeah, but I said all of that to say it's sad that another Black queer artist had to look at me and say, "Oh, there can only be one, so I got to get rid of this bitch." Because that's exactly what she said. This is, there can only be one of us in Hollywood, so I got to get rid of this bitch.
Yeah.
And the sad thing was that Hollywood was never my intention. I'm going to
Yeah.
I'm going to France,
Yeah.
where I belong.
Mine's mine's the world. It's just I was actually between here. The decision was here or New York.
Mm-hmm.
New York is like I think in another life I was born, raised there, but
Uh-huh.
I'm not done with LA and I'm just getting my toes wet. That's
Yeah.
why I'm in LA now. And
Mm-hmm.
I have like one thing that someone mentioned is like having work ethic here in LA will always put you ahead because it's very
Yes.
chill here, it's very laid back, it's very lazy. It's a very microwave city where it's like has to be now. And it does take time. Like it takes time, but it's possible and it's doable, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So,
That's interesting. So with LA, I mean, do you get, because I mean, this queer cowboy image is known. You've branded yourself quite well. And I'm just curious, have you been embraced by any of the Hollywood top, tiers of, "Oh, we see you, oh, we'd like to do something with you," or, "Oh, we'd like to."
um it okay, so it is, I don't want to say it's a touchy subject.
Okay.
um you know how when you just it's like because I'm very spiritual, I
Yes,
pray and stuff like that. And
me too. I'm a shit.
I go to bed and I'm like I'm like, God, like I'm ready. Like someone coming, like I'm ready. Like I see myself, on Vogue, on billboards, like
Yes.
giving this, giving what, doing what I do, like in a full Nike like
Yeah.
moment with my cowboy hat. Like I really want to push this worldly and be like,
Yeah.
bitch, it's doable. And so I've had people in my DMs and stuff like that, and I have been trying to get signed, but it's how I need to market myself. Like, okay, if I went to get signed with a modeling agency, would I be considered a model or an influencer? Because
Right.
that's something that I have been trying to talk to people and ask. And
Mm.
like I have a friend who's a photographer, and he's telling me like what agencies I can hit up. And
Yeah.
I never expect anyone to do anything from me because I don't ask for handouts. I've never been that type of person.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but if you support me and you see me doing big things, why not help me? And I don't forget anyone who's helped me, like even where I am now. And I've always said when I am able to, when I'm at a position to help people, I will, you
Yes.
know. But I haven't. really had anyone come up and be like, yo, I want to sign you, or oh, like I've done little bits and pieces here, but I know it's coming. And I know
Mm-hmm.
everything's about timing.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that it's God's time.
Yeah.
I do
You froze.
projects, some
Yeah.
projects. I can't say too much, but I do have some projects. And I was talking to a close friend of mine here in LA, and we were in the car, and she knows a little bit about it. She doesn't know what it is, but she knows like she knows a bit of it, and she's like, it's something that I hope will change my life. So I'm really excited about that, and I keep trying to tell myself, because it's frustrating when you're talented, you're a good person at heart, you're trying to do this for the right reasons. Like, obviously, we like money, we want to make money, and
Yeah.
we want to make money doing our craft. But like, I want to be able to take care of my mom and my two sisters,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
I want other Black queer artists to win. And
Yeah.
yes, I want to see myself on the cover of Vogue, giving like dead ass. And I want to be walking in New York and be in Times Square and be like, I want to give that, but, and that's for myself. That's for myself. But I'm doing this for such more depth. It's not just, oh, I want to be famous and have money and be pretty and go to parties. Like,
Yeah.
no, like, that's not why I'm doing it. Like, yes, I want to be at the Met Gala high in a winter.
Yes.
But,
Yes.
you
Yes.
know, I still want to do it for the right reasons. I think a lot of people, they see the glitz and the glamour and the makeup, but they don't understand like taking photos of myself to get the shot at 3 a.m. because the light sits a certain way, or not getting the shot, or being shadow banned on Instagram because someone reported me, or it's all these things that just come with it. And social media is one thing that it is a platform that I have used, but also when you interact with people, there's been so many people who got a little following on Instagram, and you meet them, it's like, oh my gosh, like I love your work, and it's giving. I'm like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Like, because at the end of the day, the fans, I hate saying fans, people who support you are going to be the one that's going to put your name out there.
That's
So
true.
it's like you make a name for yourself, and now you forgot who got you there,
Yep.
and people get blindsided. And, yes, people are crazy,
Mhm.
but I'm never going to, I always say, never let shitty people's actions make you become a shitty person.
Yeah.
And so that's something that I try to live by all the time. I've made mistakes. I'm not perfect there. I don't want to say it. There's things that, sure, there's when I was younger that I wish I didn't do, but you live and learn, and that builds that character. And, first, what is it? First time, shame on you. Second time, shame on me.
Yeah.
So
So, I have a question for you.
what's up?
You've already seen pieces of the world. What's in Germany?
Berlin.
Do you have any connections to Germany?
Connections, like, not really. I don't want to lie to you. I know some people in Germany, but not to be like, does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to be one of those girls that, like, my sister tells me this. She says, don't expect people to think how you think
Mm-hmm.
or react how you want them to react.
Mm-hmm.
And we're grown, we're adults, we have our lives, like we go to work, we do this, we do that. And, you do have friends. Like, I have friends in my phone. We don't talk for 2 months. I call them, hey, how's it been? What's up, bitch? And it's not like, oh, you only call me when you need something, or, oh, you haven't talked to me. And it's like, we live in such a culture where everyone asks for handouts, that like when you like need something because you haven't talked to someone like in a while, they make it like make you feel bad that you asked. Um, and that's, I hate that. It's just, we're all just fucked up.
I have another question. What's in Tokyo?
Tokyo?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't been to Tokyo.
Mm-hmm. Why not?
Um, I haven't had time,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
I haven't had the time,
Timing.
and it's timing.
Yeah. Timing.
Yeah, it's timing,
You.
100%. I want to go back to Europe. I was actually having this conversation yesterday with my
Okay.
friend, and I was saying I want to do like a whole, because I have been a lot of places, but I want to start in like Ireland and do Ireland, London, Spain, Germany, and just knock out like Stockholm, the Netherlands, Norway, like, and knock out just and really just do it. Like, my 30s will be. I just want to travel more. I have been very fortunate that I have been able to travel, but I worked very fucking hard to give myself that type of lifestyle. Right now, I do want to kind of settle in more, especially just getting older and um, having been a lot of places that also does pull into the queer cowboy aesthetic. So,
Mm-hmm.
when things slow down, because I started a new job, and so when things start slowing down, I'll probably look to go travel more and like just take 2 months and just do it.
Yeah.
So
When I was a young aspiring model at 21 years old, because I started at 19. But what I did is what you were talking about. Like I said, I'm 39 years old, so I'm from a different generation. But what I did was, while my grandmother was teaching school and I was her teacher's assistant, I would sit at her little Apple computer, and I literally emailed modeling agencies all over the world. I submitted photos, and wherever I got a yes, I was going to go. And the crazy thing is, I had been told no so much in New York. You're too thin, you're beautiful, you have the look. And I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? You have
you're
the
too
look, but you
thin.
no, they would tell me you have the look, but you are too thin for New York. Yes. New York
Yeah.
is all about the blonde hair, the big, the cowboy, basically the cowboy, the Midwestern look. The guy is working in the fields all day and plowing a tractor and stuff like that way, that kind of thing. So I remember just putting my feelers out. And I remember going to New York one last time, and I went to Boss Model Management, and the director at that time pulled me out of line. And you know what I noticed about that line? They were all predominantly Black and Latin models trying to get signed.
Yeah.
Not very many whites. On the days where, they had open calls, it was mainly Blacks and Latins trying to get in.
Yeah.
And
It's
and
kind
I
of the same
noticed
thing
that.
too. Like I don't want to I don't want to put that out there, but
Mhm.
I this is again something that I thought of. Like if I was white, fully tatted, and gay queer cowboy,
Mhm.
where would I be? And I don't like thinking negative like that.
Mhm.
But again,
It's
it's
not negative. That's just a realization. Like you said it
yeah,
earlier in this, and you said it in this interview. It's not you. It's what's been placed on you.
yeah, and it's like any black anything has to try twice as hard, and
Yeah.
it's like as I get older, I don't like putting negative anything out because
Mm-hmm.
it attracts, but being just a realist,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and you see the statistics on social media. Like Instagram is a huge platform. I've gotten a lot
Mm-hmm.
of gigs. I've been able to travel the world because of Instagram. So
Mm-hmm.
when people say, "Oh, social media isn't a big deal,"
It
it
is.
is. Doing it for the right reason. Like obviously, it's a facade. Obviously, like sometimes I just put on an outfit just for a picture, and that's just
Mm-hmm.
part of my artistry. It's not necessarily I'm going anywhere, but so what? We all do it,
Yeah.
but it's the opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
If someone said it on Instagram, this porn star, he was like, "It's really sad that people of color, they run laps." This is by the way, this is a white porn star who has said this. He said it's really sad that people of color they run laps with dick, body, ass content on Tumblr, on Instagram, but you get like a white twink who's shirtless and he gets 15,000 likes, and this like stunning Adonis black man gets like 300.
Yeah.
And it's like, if everyone's beautiful and you find everyone attractive, then feel that, if a lot of people do go off the likes in the comments, and not
Mm-hmm.
everyone is strong minded, and if someone takes a picture and they get 50 likes and then they follow someone who's getting more likes, you start comparing yourself, and it's like, oh well, am I not beautiful because I'm not getting the likes? And it's
This is not
it's
our
it,
country. This
yeah, and
is not our country.
it's nothing to do with us. It's just the society and
Yeah.
the world that we're put in, and it's really, when I was younger, I did deal with that a bit. As I get older, obviously, like it doesn't matter how confident I am. Like there are days where I'm like, well, shit, if I was still given this as a white boy, like where would I be? But again, I know that my book's already written, and the reason
Mm-hmm.
why it's taking longer is because I'm going to last longer.
Yep.
That's that's what.
Longevity. I said that in a video recently that I made, and I said I'm not out for anything. I'm willing to take the time. I've been in this business for 20 years. I've heard a lot of no's. I started at 19 and I've heard
Mhm.
a lot of no's. I got the opportunity to sing for A&Rs. I had an A&R. I was going to sign with a major record label. And then the vocal coach, I had all of that. And then I walked away. It just wasn't what I wanted. And what I want to emphasize, even as we're talking, is that the divine, that power that is greater than ourselves, also has a hand in not allowing us to link our wagons to the wagons of the way that things are being done in the industry right now. Because the way that things are being done in the industry right now, they will see you for a moment and then you will fall by the wayside. So the way that the divine is doing it, because it's not just you, it's so many others. We have a friend in common. He goes by Tokyo
Mhm.
Bad, Tokes Bad. That's how I also found you. Is because
Mm.
he said something, and I just was like, wow, this is your friend. Like this is amazing. But it's like you said, it's happening and it's taking so long. It took me 20 years to get here, because and yes, I'm 39, but what is all of those years of struggle and turmoil when I get to live the rest of my life living my dream out loud and happy? And for me, my dream is not in this country. And I'm well aware of that now. France is where I belong. I got the opportunity to go. I'm going back. I asked you and started naming places in Europe because you have something. Now, mind you, yes, they wanted me to book models. Yes, I show a lot of Black and Latin men on my page, and those men do get work and jobs and gigs. But the thing about it is, I will never not push Europe. Europe is where we thrive
Yeah.
because
London people like I've
yes.
I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry,
No,
but
it's fine. Go ahead.
London
You were there
really,
6 months. I was in Paris
yeah,
6 months.
yeah,
Tell me
they.
about it. Yeah, please tell me about it.
I have just worked so hard to be where I am in LA, getting my own place, like from where I was before.
Yeah.
That that's why I said I'm not ready to just pack up and be like, fuck this, I'm gonna
Mhm.
go. But when I was in London, they obviously there's racism everywhere. So, but
Yeah.
it's not about that. But just the vibe, the energy, anywhere I go, people were just like
They
almost
noticed.
awed at
Yeah.
me, like
Hmm.
gotten stopped several times for like videos, like people just appreciated me. And I'm not saying because in LA, like if I get dressed in anywhere I go, like people talk to me and stuff like that. And it's not even about that. But if I went to, and I hate saying this, but if I went to London, I don't think it would take as much longer than it would here just because I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to say, oh, is London the answer? Because I have said I do think I will end up in London. I love London. I think UK is amazing. I did have some issues with border control, but that's neither here nor there. But just London as a city, like I was in London during COVID, and I was still in London. Like it didn't matter. I was still in London, and people appreciate you. They really just see beauty for what it is. It's not, oh, you're black or oh, you're white or oh, you're Latin. They just appreciate aesthetic. Like there's been so many places I've gone, especially too, like being American, like look how I look because I have had people here tell me that I have a European aura about me, but
Mm.
walking in somewhere in the UK and being like, "Oh, hey, do you have donuts?" and they're like, "Oh my god, where are you from?" And it's just it's really I really really London is really really fucking good to me,
Hmm.
and I think I think wherever I take Queer Cowboy, it won't really matter. But right now, LA, and who knows, like, girl, shit, we can get off here and I get offer somewhere in London, and but I do want, again, it's God's path, and
Yeah.
wherever I'm supposed to be, I'll be. I got an opportunity to get my own place in LA, so that's what I'm going to do right now. Because I'm someone actually really wise. He's in the industry. He told me once you make that decision has already been made.
Hmm.
It's not like, should I go to Burger King? Should I go to McDonald's? Oh, well, I went to Burger King. Oh, well, if I went to McDonald's, da 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 da. No, once you make that decision, stick with it. Yes, you can alter, but as far as making like for instance, there was a job that I did get, that, you know, when we worked, that's 80% of our lives. The environment was very toxic,
Mm-hmm.
and I no longer wanted to work there. So I ended up quitting. I was not there for that long, but you know, if I'm going to be getting up and going to work, it needs to feel right. And he was like, listen, you've already made the decision. There's no point to dwell and go back. And once I fully let go that I made the decision, I prayed. Next day, got another job offer. So
Mm-hmm.
you know, and I'm not trying to be all like, oh, like, you know, but it worked for me. You know, I truly was like, I quit. It's done with. I prayed. I was like, God, like, she just quit her job. She just moved into her place. You know, rent due. Like, where you at? Woke up to an email and was like, this is your start date. So it's a thing. Like, the mind is very powerful. And I, you know, some people are like, oh, it's bullshit and da da. No, for me, I can honestly say, I'll never forget when I was 15, I told myself that I would live in Los Angeles, California. I told
Mm-hmm.
myself before I'm 30, I
It's your
will live in
dream.
Los
It's your
Angeles,
dream.
California by
It's your dream.
myself.
Yeah, it's your dream.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
like this, I'm just kidding. Oh no, but like I'm like kind of doing it. I mean, I'm waiting to, you know, like be FaceTiming Rihanna. We will get there. Like, girl, what we giving tonight? You know, we'll get there. We'll get there. But I'm in a really, really good place right now. Mentally, like I went to my friend's giving. He was like, your skin's glowing. Like, I'm just where I am mentally. I'm in a really good place. I've come such a fucking long way. A lot of people think I just popped up. No,
Mm-mm.
I've come a very long way from, you know, being depressed, being suicidal, being homeless, um, turning tricks, fucking drugs, like, you know, and being able to be real with people and really say like, bitch, it ain't all just been like fashion and corsets. Like, it's
Yes.
been a fucking struggle and it's been fucking
Mm-hmm.
rough, but I won't play the victim in that sense and not and be like, oh well, you know, I had it. Yeah, I did have because I didn't have it bad growing up. Like, I grew up in the suburbs. We were, you know, we're the only two black families in the neighborhood, but I lived a very good life. It was when I was in my younger 20s and really like trying to figure out, you know, being a gay black man and wanting to be an artist. We all know anyone artistic, you fall into like possibly being homeless, sleeping in your car, not having money, doing drugs, turning tricks, like, and people are so quick to judge it, but it's like, bitch, you've done it.
Yeah.
So why you up here like coming for me because I've slept, not now, but in the past, you know, I've been homeless and slept in my car before, and I was here in
Yeah.
LA, and but I made that decision,
Yeah.
but I knew that that's part of my journey. And when it's time to tell my story, like, I'll never forget where I came from. Yes, I like to look fabulous in corsets and give you no way, snatch, cinch, honey. But, you know, if I see someone and they're like, you know, like, I've been homeless, like, I know what that's like, just because I am where I am. And, you know, like, for me, where the money, the aesthetic will never change what I've been through. And
Mm-hmm.
I think that people, you know, they make it, or and my goal is not even to make it. I know wherever I'm supposed to be, I'll be. You know, I'm very real. You know, I think people see me, they see the aesthetic, how I carry myself. I love Grace Jones, I love Naomi Campbell, I love Prince. And so I pull from all of those. I love the 70s, like the black men in the 70s.
Yes.
Ciao.
Yeah.
And so like the afro, the beard, oh baby. But no, that's where I pull from. And so, you know, yes, when I go out, I'm giving you like model runway. But when you talk to me, I'm so fucking nice. I'm so real. I'm weird as shit. I'm goofy. Like, you know, I have a ton of personalities. Call me
Beautiful.
Split.
Don't forget.
Yeah, and
Beautiful.
people, and it's nice to you could be attractive, you can be in shape and still be nice to people and a good person, be real and not what do you do, who do you know, like, bitch, girl, bye, you got 7 roommates, like, you know what I mean? And that's me, baby girl, I'm real, like, we got drinks, we will but you know what I mean, like, no
Yes.
one cares, just I always say, Beyonce said it in Pretty Hurts. He was like, and she said to be happy. And
Yeah.
that's, what do you want to do before you go? Besides everything I want to accomplish, is to just be happy and to wake up one day and just say, I'm happy. You know, I am happy, but I still want to be on a few covers and stuff like that. So until then, I'm moderate happy. No, I'm just kidding. No, but
I have,
yeah.
so I have a question for you,
Yeah.
and it's not if, because I see it happening. So,
Uh-oh.
oh, you like this? So when that moment happens and your coronation begins and you rise, what's the first thing you're going to do to celebrate?
Cry.
You know what's so crazy? I think that's every single one of our response.
Because when I got approved for because I did a lot of dumb shit when I was younger and I didn't really know about credit.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I came to LA. The living situation I was in was not cute.
Yeah.
I was apartments. I made the good money, but here in LA is, oh, you can afford it, but your credit.
Yeah.
And the option, I really didn't know. The option was like, well, fuck. So I found the place that I'm in now, and I was just like, because I kept getting, I was real people. I was like, this is my credit score at the time, XYZ. This is how much money I make. You can call my boss. Like, I can afford it, but it's credit. And that really fucks with you when someone
Yeah.
says like, oh, you can afford it, but your credit. And it's like,
It's a
so
technicality. They do it on
yeah.
purpose.
And it's like, and then I'm offering like, okay, what if I put 4,000 down and more? And no, no, no. And I saw this place. Go ahead.
Let me tell you something right there. I'm going to put a pin in that real quick. That's how they keep us out
100%.
because you can afford it. Think about the athletes. You can afford it, but we don't want you in our neighborhoods. So,
Yeah.
oh, I'm sorry. Your
Yeah.
credit is not, you can't be approved. And
Yeah.
you're like, honey, I could buy and sell this house 7 times.
Yes.
And they're like, no, you see,
Girl.
credit. Yeah,
Girl.
it's how they keep us out.
Yeah.
Because they want to act like we're the only ones that have had credit situations. They
Right.
had credit situations that they've hid and gotten together. But
100%. I
yeah,
mean, when someone brings in, I mean, I don't need to say the number that I was bringing in, but rent was 1310. This was
yeah,
to Hollywood.
mm-hmm,
I was making, that's like, you know what I mean?
yeah,
And, because at before I got this place, and before I got my new job, I was on OnlyFans. I was massaging. I had a real job. Like,
yeah,
I was bringing in a very cute number,
yeah.
and she was like, "Sorry," and it did fuck with me. And I'll never forget. I saw this place. I was like, "I want it." I took the bus back to where I was staying, um, and 25 minutes after I left, he said, "I got you approved." I called my
Mm-hmm.
sister, and I was just like, she's like, what? I was like, I got approved. And people like, obviously people like, oh, you get approved for an apartment. Like, so what? Big
No,
deal.
that's a
No,
big deal. It's a big
being in
deal.
LA,
Yeah,
living on my own,
yeah.
all this shit that I had people say that when I was like couch surfing, pretty much that I'll only help you if we fuck. So
Exactly, exactly.
that, like, people who never experienced that don't know, and
Yeah,
we need
I
more people to tell
experienced
those
that.
stories.
I
When
experienced that.
someone says like, and they're like vultures, they get you at your most vulnerability. They know
Yeah,
you ain't got nowhere to go. They
yeah,
know you only got like $600 to your name, and in LA that goes like that. They
yeah,
know you need a place to stay. They know you probably haven't slept for 1 or 2 nights.
yeah,
Oh yeah, you can come, but can we fuck? Oh, well, I'm
yeah.
just like trying to shower and like, oh well, I'll let you know when I'm home. And that, I don't want to say anyone's name, but I texted someone. I'm saying, hey, listen, I don't have anywhere to go. Can I crash tonight? Oh yeah, I'll text you when I get home. Hey, are you home? Red, no reply. This,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm not doing this again. I'm not in this for myself. I have been there. Like, people really don't, because people don't take the time to talk to me. If they do, they do. But a lot of people just see aesthetic and they think I'm a
I
bitch.
wanted to
Or
talk to you.
yeah,
I wanted to talk. And I just have one, I'm sad about one thing.
what's up?
You had OnlyFans and I missed it.
I'm still on there. I just ain't posted in a while. So
Oh, well, I have to go see.
yeah.
I gotta see what this cowboy is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like, when people are so judgmental and shit like that. I love the raps that are like, who gonna cry in a foreign? But you know what? Like, there's like,
You know that OnlyFans, honestly, I started interviewing adult entertainers. That's how I started. And I've
yeah,
been interviewing everybody, but OnlyFans was the difference between life and death for a lot of people,
100%,
especially ethnic people.
100%, and people like,
Yeah. It
People are so quick to
literally.
judge and point, and it was like, okay, while you're judging me, are you gonna pay my rent? No. So then, if I want to slang dick, I'm a slang dick.
And you know what's so crazy? They all subscribe. They go under fake profiles and subscribe to see
Yep.
and watch.
Yeah.
I'm
They're the
so
biggest.
sick. I'm so sick of the world. I am. I'm so
People
sick.
are fucked, girl. People are fucked up.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
and
yeah.
again, that's why like we need more. We just need more real. We need that. Like we need just a fresh, real. Like
It's coming. It's coming,
you
and
know.
you're leading it. It's coming. You're
Thank you.
there. Yeah, you're
Thanks.
leading it. So
Thanks. Yeah.
as am I. I'm leading it. I'm showing them that it doesn't matter whether or not I took your offer or not. I am that talented that I can do everything on my own.
Yeah.
Mhm. There's nothing I don't do. I sing, I dance, I write, I act. Come on now. There's
So
nothing.
what do you
I
want?
can interview, I can interview, I can overview, I can underview. Like, come on. And my thing is, and see, it's not, and my grandmother, I call her the queen mother affectionately. She always says to me, that's why I said to you, not if, when.
When
Because as long as you stay, and listen, she told me in some dark nights when I was crying, going through manic episodes and everything, if you stick with it will have no choice but to relinquish to you.
oh my god, I feel like I'm getting emotional talking to you.
Mhm.
No, just because I feel it's so easy to like project it and say it, but when someone else
Yeah.
knows, like it's like when I talk to like black men in LA here who are doing very well for themselves,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like they act like they've never struggled, and it
Right.
may not necessarily be a financial thing, but dating
Right.
or only like and
Family, the
yeah,
fuse.
especially. And it's like they all want to like suppress that, but that's what makes you you and that's what makes you real and authentic. And it's like people are really scared to be real and authentic and
Mm-hmm.
much the world know everything about them. And that's why I don't want to say so many people don't make it,
Mm-hmm.
but
You can say it. It's
a
true.
lot of people aren't. There has to be a point of you that yes, you can care, but deep down you really can't give a fuck
Get,
because
get this. Let me say
you know
this.
what I mean? Like,
Yeah, let me say this to you. I learned last year that all of this shit is rigged.
oh yeah. Okay.
I literally got a call because I have a growing platform on Instagram. I'm leaving it, but because it's just complications with them. But I got a call from a woman. I'm not gonna say her name. She had been in the entertainment industry for over 20 years, and she knew the ins and outs of the industry. And she told me what you just said. She said, "Listen, the ones that are making it in this new day of entertainment, this new age, are the ones that have stories." And then she said this: for $18,000, I can get you on Good Morning America. You can tell your story in a segment and get all those customers who need to come to you to hear your story and be a mentor to them. But it's $18,000 for Good Morning America. Do you know what I told her? I don't have it right now. I'm running my business and it is very difficult. But sweetheart, please save my number because I'm going to save yours. And when I have $18,000, I will call you. It's rigged. It's rigged, Cowboy. It's rigged. I said that to you because I want you to understand something. We watch you do brilliant work.
Thank
It's
you.
rigged. It's rigged. And once you find your way around all of the people at the gate trying to tell you, oh no, you just didn't have it. We didn't see it. No, baby. Somebody, your handler, your manager, your agency just didn't pay the $20,000 for you to get the exposure you needed.
But I feel like I have a story though too. It's
You
just
have the story. You just gave
time,
me the story, and I thank you for it because I didn't
yes,
expect that, but you opened up to me, and that
yeah,
was beautiful. And all of my supporters, they're gonna remember you because you
yeah.
told the story. You
Appreciate
told the
that.
story.
Yeah, I know. I like I said, I like to. so many people are scared about what people think of them and losing their fans and losing their following. But that is one reason why Rihanna is so successful. I mean, obviously
Mm-hmm.
she's talented, amazing, beautiful, but she's real as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like
They don't
it's
make
better
too
that
many. They don't make too many like her.
no, and it's like it's better to hear it from my mouth than
Mm-hmm.
hear the wrong details from someone else. So
Mm-hmm.
what do you want to know? Because I probably have done it or been there. And
Mm-hmm.
I think that fucks with people when they can't win, when
Mm-hmm.
they try to do everything they can to you to tear you down. And
Mm-hmm.
you're like, you know what? It sucked. But now, because I look at it like, because I did have some stuff happen to me here and I've lost some friends, but I told myself that that is God weeding out the people that don't need to be into my life when I excel to that next level.
Right.
Because if I was already at that next level, they wouldn't have shown their true colors.
Right.
And people will always show you their true colors.
Right. And you have
So
to have the time and the
yeah.
space for them to do so.
And I'd rather be in the industry now with one
Mm-hmm.
real friend than be in the industry with 20 fake ones. And I
Exactly.
learned that when I was out here, when I moved and I didn't have anyone to help me move, when I was out here,
Right.
like sleeping at bathhouses,
Yeah.
hotels, like people saying like, I'll only let you stay if like we do drugs or if I
Yeah.
fuck like uh Airbnbs, you know what I mean? And people just think I'm just like this like fashion, like no bitch, like I've struggled. I know what it's like I'm real and I wish more people, people see the aesthetic and people go off that. So, I'm very polished when it comes to my aesthetic and my brand,
You are.
100%. Like
You are.
that, like, because you have to know what you're selling,
Yeah.
and so when it comes to aesthetic and how I do things, but that's my artistry,
Yeah.
you know, but I would never have someone approach. Let me rephrase. If someone approached me, and I think if anyone who has met me, like perfect example, I was here in you've been to Mickey's in West Hollywood, yes,
Nope. I've
and
never even
one
been.
of the you've never been. Well, it's a bar, and this guy, he's actually trans. His name's Gunner St. James. Hi, Gunner. And he was like, oh, he was like, and I didn't have the cowboy on. He's like, oh, are you cool cowboy? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, I love your work. I was like, oh my gosh, thank you. Like, what's your name? Like, I'll follow you back. Like, and I wasn't bitchy or cunty or anything like that because I'm not insecure. So for me, how I feel about myself, which is amazing, and I love myself, I'm gonna give that same. When people are
Yes.
insecure and they're in a darkness and this, they want you to feel that same way. So that's sorry. I'm like,
It's
uh,
okay. It's okay. It's LA. It's LA.
right. But yeah, and so for me, like, I'm in such a happy place where I am. So that's all I'm gonna give is happiness, And
And
I've
maintain your
been,
happiness.
yeah,
Maintain.
and I've been depressed. I've been fucking suicidal. I
Yes.
um have had moments to where a best friend has called me and they've saved my life. So, and I have no issue being honest and upfront about that because I think we all have gone through something dark and people are just
Yeah.
afraid to be real. Like at the end of the day, like, yes, perfect example, you go out to a bar, you have shots, you dance, you drink, you this, you that, and then you go home to yourself,
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so I think more people just need to, it's okay to be real.
Yeah.
It's okay to be vulnerable. It's
Yep.
okay to, especially living in LA, everyone's just so like,
Yeah.
I'm just like, girl, like, I was getting my nails done, and this lady was like, "Oh, I took the Bentley here because of the Lamborghini," and I was just like, "Okay,
Oh
cute. So,
God.
I'm gonna get black on my nails."
Right.
Like, I
Right.
don't care. Like, I do not
Right.
care. Like, I
Right.
just, I don't know if it comes from like being in the military, how I was brought up, because I, we were like the rich black family, yeah, but
Mm-hmm.
I was the rebellious
Mm-hmm.
gay anarchy antichrist.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kidding.
Mm-hmm.
No, but and so like I don't want to say I've caused my own things, but sure, 100%. I'm being older now and looking back, there are things that I probably should have moved different, but that's what builds the character. That's what makes you grow, and that's what makes you learn. And people,
You're a revolutionary.
stop,
No, you are. You are
stop.
because get this. You standing next to the bitch that ain't got no story because her management company just fashioned her and gave her a story and told her to go out there and sell it. People are
Hmm.
gonna gravitate to your story. Your story. I got a story too. And that's why my following follows me. Because they know it. I've said it on my podcast. I've said it all over my videos, and I realized something. I get the real supporters, people that
Yeah,
actually really care. If I told my supporters that I was in a crisis right now and needed money, I would get it. I would get it. If I told them I needed X amount of dollars to get to not be put out, I would get it.
that's
I
what I had to do.
Yes, I turn around and get this. It was water, but I liked San Pellegrino, and I was going out to the dollar store in my area because they had the little bottles.
Oh
So
yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
yeah, so my grandmother had taken my nephew, because I helped to raise him. She had taken him to Taekwondo. It was like dark outside. I'm not allowed to go out by myself. My family doesn't let me go out by myself because of this, and I've just got to always have somebody with me because there are haters. So I went out anyway, and I scared my grandmother. She couldn't find me. She's like, I can't believe you went out there by yourself at night. I'm like, it wasn't that far away. She's like, listen, you don't go anywhere by yourself. I posted about it, just laughing at my grandmother, and said, I scared my grandma, ha ha ha. I went to the store to get, this, and I named it San Pellegrino, the little bottles, y'all. And I had a supporter who is still in my life send me the large bottles of San Pellegrino
Aw,
for over 8 months,
aw.
and said, don't ever go out again. We'll send you what you need.
That's it's nice that there are still good people in the world.
There
They're
are,
out there. They're they
there
are
are,
they're out there. They are
there
really
are,
out
they are.
there.
And when you find your tribe, you'll be
Yeah.
fine. You'll be
Yeah,
fine.
that's my issue because for me, I give everyone the benefit of the doubt.
Mhm.
I would never I like to give everyone a fair chance. I believe
Mhm.
in that.
Mhm.
I when I meet people, yes, I'm very good at reading people, which I'm really fortunate. Well, for the most times. Are you frozen?
No, you are,
Okay.
but now you.
She's just perfect.
I pose
Right.
fashion habit.
That's the that's what I need to I like I said, where I'm at right now, I'm in a very good place mentally, physically, emotionally. And so when I'm meeting these people, obviously it does depend where you meet these people, but
Yeah.
I'm friendly to everyone. I'm nice. I'm not, yes, I am cautious because
Mhm.
I have been burned by close people,
Mhm.
but I do want to find my tribe, but I'm very careful how I move now.
Mhm.
And I rather just go to work, go to the gym and work on my artistry and hang out with my one or two friends. I
Mhm.
met a girl here, her name's Mariah. Hi Mariah.
Mhm.
Such a sweetheart. She's a singer. We instantly click, like, and the universe brought her into my life for a reason. We
Mhm.
FaceTime every day. My best friend back home, Kalia in Dallas, my other best friend, Fabi, and they aren't, Mariah's here and they may not be here, but I'm still glad that I have that. And,
Mhm.
if I'm feeling down, like my best friend, Kalia, she's one of those like, bitch, get up. Like, what the fuck is you doing? Get your shit. Like, she's that, and it would be nice to have that in LA, but I did have some shit that happened to me coming back to LA, so I am very cautious, and it does still kind of hit home. So,
Mhm.
yeah, but it's nice to have like people who fucking care. Like
Mhm.
when I was going through what I was going through, I had a friend in Ohio Venmo me X amount, and I was just like, Matthew, are you fucking serious? He was like, I don't want you struggling. Like, we need you, and I was just like, wow. Or it's nice. It's really, really nice. It's and it breaks that, like, that social media, and it shows that
Mhm.
it's real. It's sad because
Mhm.
we're not friends anymore, but he, big white guy, gay, like big following. He was real on social media talking about like depression and shit, and he lost followers. And it's like that, like you said, you get those real followers and you get those supporters in that longevity. And I'd rather have people, who fucking sent me money when I needed a place to stay and who supported me than those who just want to see my dick and ass. And I learned that
Yeah.
the hard way. I did when I did a GoFundMe and I needed money to move into my place because it was either that or do X, Y, Z to survive. And I
Yeah.
just, girl, I have literally like this, not, I twice slept like by a Trader Joe's because I didn't have anywhere to go and I had money, but like I wasn't gonna pay for a hotel and I wasn't gonna turn tricks. And a lot of people don't know that, and a lot
Yeah.
of people don't know like what I've done and shit like that. And
Yeah.
so it's nice, like, there's someone here who like has been my support system. I don't want to say he's supporting me, but he's been a very, 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 very fucking good friend. And I told him that when I said that I want to treat you, and it's not because like it's, oh, you did this for me. It's just because like you were my last option. Like had
Yeah.
you not did what you did for me, and I appreciate that so, so, so much. And just I don't know, just having that, like having someone who, not a family member, like not a longtime friend, like we
Right.
just having someone like that, it really fucking means so much.
It
Like
does.
it means really a lot. Like I can get emotional thinking about it, but like had that person not helped me, I wouldn't have been in LA. You
Yeah.
know, so I'm always gonna definitely dedicate my career to that person 100% because if they didn't fucking help me out, a bitch, I don't know where she'd be. So yeah, thank you.
You know what? Thank you
Yeah,
for being so vulnerable with me today.
yeah, of course, of
So
course.
and so candid and so real. And you want to know what's crazy?
Wait, really quick, what did you expect? How'd you think I was gonna be?
I was just getting ready to tell you.
Yeah.
Looking at your pictures,
Uh,
I knew you would be exactly this.
okay, okay. So the message is coming off right.
I knew you'd be exactly this.
Yeah,
I knew you would be. I've even seen, when you had friends and had to move away from certain people.
yeah.
I've seen that. I pay attention.
I know.
It's my job. But anyway, tell these people where they can find you online, please.
You can find me just Instagram queer cowboy. Queer is Queer, cowboy with 2 Y's.
Okay. Is that the only
Um, what is my OnlyFans? Hold
yeah,
on.
what is
I'm not. I haven't posted in a while, but you can see the cookies. Let me see. Dick ass. I don't. Girl. I've had like my nudes sent out. I'm not on any apps. So really quick, if you see my picture on Scruff, Grinder, Snivvies, Jacked,
It's not you.
it's not me. I remember that I flew from London to Miami and landed. Do you know Alfie? He lives in Miami.
Oh yes.
Yeah, with like the stunning body, like
Yes.
Alfie's like you see my face right now. Like no one
Yeah.
should look like that. Like
He looks
Alfie
beautiful.
is stunning.
Yeah.
Like, and I can say that being another,
He's shy. I'm trying to
he
get him.
is, but just like being another like black man, and seeing Alfie, like, because for me, when I see attractive black men,
thing. He loves the whole butch cunt thing. Like
yeah, but when I see other black men, I'm like, oh my god, you're beautiful. Like, there's this, it's like that one solid chocolate brown at my gym. I was like, stunning. Like, I have no issue complimenting other people because I'm not threatened. You know what I mean? Like,
no.
okay, so my OnlyFans is. Hold on, I'm on my phone because I don't know it. My OnlyFans is Tatted Baddie D. So Tatted Baddie Baddie and then D. And you can see like the little. I haven't been on it and I've like lost followers. I don't really care.
They'll come back.
Yeah, it's fine. But yeah, just Instagram and I guess OnlyFans. I'm not really. Not that I don't support it because I support how anyone gets their bag. I'm not really. I've done sex work. I've escorted before and I've massaged and shit like that.
Right.
But I'm not really. I'm not coming into the. I'm not wanting to come into the industry as a sex person, if you will. OnlyFans is just to make extra coin, and I don't care because everyone has it. So
yes, everyone has it. Thank you so much for this beautiful.
No, thank you. What are you about to do?
I am done. I'm gonna snatch this wig off my head. I'm gonna wash this.
Rub the toes up. I'm gonna actually go to the gym.
Sleep. I'm gonna sleep.
Oh yeah. What time is it there?
It is only 4:25 in the afternoon, but I had 4 interviews yesterday that turned into 5 because somebody else just threw in there and I was like, "Oh, get me!" And I'm like, "All right." But today I had 2, and they have been both amazing, and I'm putting a pin in it. So thank you so much for talking.
Of course, thank you. I appreciate
this will go up immediately, and I will send you through Gmail Drive.
Okay. I'll post it
so that you can have it and use it for whatever you want to use it for. Yeah. Because we made it.
They're gonna be like, "Oh, he too. We got to dock and edit some of that." I'm like, no.
No, I don't know. It's authentic.
Yeah. I'm like, it's like, as far as like back to what I said, like pictures and shit like that and videos. I'm like, I've sent so much stuff in my life, like, oh my God, my dick pic got out. Like, so
Right.
like it's 2021, y'all.
Yeah. Say bye to my people.
Bye, guys. Thank
Bye.
you so much for having me. I'm gonna go work out. Keep the
Go
fit.
work out. Go work
Yeah, bro. I'm just kidding. Could you imagine? Ew. Like, yeah.
out.
That's
Bye.
another one of my personalities coming out.
That's good. That's good. That's good.